So for today, we'll be going over once again taxonomy. So as we remembered before, taxonomy is the classification and system associated with naming specific organisms. What we remember in order for us to name them is the certain categories that they're divided on. So we use a saying in order to remember them. Did King Philip come over for good soup? So when using that saying, what would the D stand for?
Domain.
What would the K stand for?
Kingdom.
The P?
Phylum.
The C?
Class.
The O?
Order.
The F?
Family.
The G?
Genus.
The S?
Species.
So that classification is used to distinguish the relationships between the groups of organisms that are being classified. It helps of dividing by, if they have a back, if they have fur, if they have hair, if they're living, non-living. That helps us classify them in order to distinguish the name that's going to be given to them. So let's go over just to say the lion. So if the lion is under a group of organisms, living organisms, what kingdom will it fall under?
Animalia.
And if it's with a back, what phylum would it fall over?
Chordata.
And also, if it has hair or fur, what class will it fall under?
Mammalian.
Also, if it's a meat-eating type of animal, what would it be under the order?
Carnivora.
And for the family, it has retractable claws. What family would it fall under?
Felidae.
And also, if it's a roaring cat. So under a roaring cat, what would be the genus?
Panthera.
And under the species, what would be, if it breeds within their kind and produces offsprings, then it would be?
Leo.
Correct. So at the end, we will come out with the scientific name for the lion as?
Panthera leo.
Exactly. So what we're going to do today is we're going to act like scientists. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that these candies are our investigation, what we're going to see, and how we can classify them and name them. So we have to remember that this will be the taxonomy of candy. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate them. I have gummy worms, Twizzlers, Skittles, Reese's, Starbursts, and these are regular M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms, and peanut M&Ms. So looking over here, how can we just start a lineage of these animals or these candy as we're going to start? So the kingdom will be under candy. So how would we start to separate them?
By type.
By type, that is correct. But what kind of type can we use? Should we go divide them between chocolates or fruity taste, colors? Because you have to think, if we divide it by colors, will all the bats be divided? If we have all red bats, are we just going to divide them all into all red bats? Or do we have to look at their ears, look at their wings to see how we can distinguish them? So we have to think, besides color, what we can use. Here we could go off of, okay, so we have candy. We can go into hard and soft. So the hard will fall under all these right here. What do you think Starburst would be? Would it be under hard or would it be under soft?
Soft.
Soft? Chewy, right? And what about Reese's?
Soft.
Soft, okay. So we divided all these. So it's hard and soft. So let's go into, so we're going to candy and we're going to the hard ones. So how will we divide these? Because we have Skittles and then we have different kinds of M&Ms. Remember, we have the peanut butter, the regular, and the peanut ones. How will we divide them?
Color.
So you would divide everything here, the hard candies, by color. So we will have a bunch of oranges, a bunch of reds, a bunch of greens. So once we divide them into colors, what can we divide them after that?
The textures.
The textures? Okay, what kind of texture? Because we have the M&Ms and the Skittles mixed between all of them. So how would that?
Between the peanut and then the soft plain M&M.
So and then the Skittles will fall where?
Chewy.
Chewy. So what would we do? It would be like soft tasting, peanut tasting, chewy tasting. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So that's how we start dividing there. Then when it comes to the soft, how can we divide the soft? We have the gummies, the Twizzlers, the Reese's, and the Starbursts. How would we divide those?
It's by shapes.
By shapes? Okay. So what would we say? We have the Twizzlers and the gummies, and they're both long. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So that would fall into one category. Then we have over here the Starbursts that are squared, and then we have the Reese's that are circled. So it will fall under different categories.
Yep.
All right. So for your assignment right now, we need you to see, because, you know, is science basically giving us an order that we're just coming out with the names of these animals, or are we just using their characteristics to name them? So for this assignment you're doing right now, I want you to distinguish the candies and develop your own little division of candies, your own lineage. So this will help you describe or see how scientists determine the naming of the species and how they break off from, you know, the lineage, the order, and so on.